From Titanic to the Revenant. From Inception to Killers of the Flower Moon. How did Leonardo DiCaprio become one of the greatest actors of all time? This is the story of Leonardo DiCaprio. It all started when Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio was born on November 11th, 1974 in Los Angeles, California, to George and Ermeline DiCaprio. Leonardo got his name because when his mother was pregnant with him, she felt his first kick while admiring a Leonardo da Vinci painting in Italy. Leonardo's early life was anything but good. Growing up in a rough neighborhood, he was surrounded by poverty and crime. But despite these challenges, his parents, who were a comic book artist and legal secretary respectively, supported his creative talent. While Leonardo's parents divorced when he was a baby, they still took care of him to give him a strong foundation. Even as a young child, Leonardo was charming and interested in acting. He had a knack for storytelling and often mimicked characters he saw on TV.
Don't go down there, kid. There's all kinds of wild animals and shit.
His early schooling years, however, were not so easy. Leonardo struggled academically and socially, only finding peace in his own vivid imagination and desire to entertain others.
Excuse me!
As a young boy, he became fascinated with acting, expressing a deep desire to pursue it professionally. It wasn't long before his parents recognized his passion and helped him chase his dreams. By the age of 10, he had already begun appearing in small commercials, which little did he know was just a stepping stone to the greatness he would achieve in the future. This scrappy, bright-eyed boy from Los Angeles had no idea that his childhood dreams of fame and artistry would someday make him one of the most recognizable names in Hollywood history. By the time Leonardo reached his teenage years, his determination to make it as an actor was stronger than ever. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, he began auditioning for television roles, and his persistence paid off.
Responsibilities, no, since mom and dad have died. He loves you a lot. Know that.
One of his first big breaks was landing a recurring role on the TV sitcom Growing Pains, where he played Luke, a homeless teenager.
She looks sick. Take her.
This role gave him the exposure he needed and hinted at his immense potential. But it wasn't until he transitioned to films that he truly began to make waves. Even as a teenager, Leonardo had a knack for selecting roles that challenged him. At just 19, he delivered a breakthrough performance in This Boy's Life, 1993. Starring alongside Robert De Niro, Leonardo's portrayal of a troubled teenager captivated critics, and his chemistry with Robert hinted at his ability to hold his own with acting legends. Shortly after, he took on the challenging role of Arnie Grape in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, 1993, playing a young man with developmental disabilities. Leonardo's heartfelt performance earned him an Oscar or Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, a remarkable feat for someone so young.
The nominees for actor in a supporting role are Leonardo DiCaprio in What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Though Hollywood was beginning to recognize his talent, Leonardo remained calm and collected. With boyish good looks and a natural charisma, he had all the ingredients for stardom, but his focus was always on the craft of acting. His teenage years were not only a time of growth, but also the foundation of a career that would redefine Hollywood's success. By his early 20s, Leonardo had already proven he wasn't just another young actor in Hollywood. With his raw talent and knack for picking complex, demanding roles, he was quickly becoming one of the most sought-after actors of his generation. In 1996, Leonardo starred in Romeo plus Juliet, a modern retelling of Shakespeare's classic tragedy. Directed by Baz Luhrmann, the film paired his youthful charm with a poetic depth, making him a favorite among younger audiences while still satisfying critics.
Heard that name Romeo? And a Montague? Neither of them made a feat that he disliked.
The movie was a stepping stone for what was about to become a global phenomenon. A year later, in 1997, the world watched as Leonardo transformed into Jack Dawson in James Cameron's Titanic. The epic romance drama became a cultural sensation and remains one of the highest-grossing films of all time.
It spurred album sales and a run on bookstores for anything Titanic.
Can't keep the books on the shelf. As soon as we put them on, they're gone.
Leonardo's chemistry with co-star Kate Winslet and his portrayal of the free-spirited Jack captured hearts worldwide. Almost overnight, he became a household name and an international heartthrob. But fame didn't distract Leonardo from his craft. As offers flooded in, he turned down easy and predictable leading man roles and instead chose characters that pushed his limits. He worked with established directors like Danny Boyle in The Beach, 2000. and began collaborating with Martin Scorsese, which would prove to be a game-changing relationship in his career. This era cemented Leonardo as more than a movie star. He became a true actor, one who balanced blockbuster success with artistic credibility. But even with his popularity at the time, it was just the beginning. The best of his career was yet to come. With the dawn of the 2000s, Leonardo's career evolved in exciting new directions. No longer just a star admired for his good looks, he began chasing complex roles that showcased his range and depth as an actor. Leonardo's partnership with acclaimed director Martin Scorsese began with Gangs of New York, 2002. In this gritty historical drama, Leonardo played Amsterdam Valen, a young man seeking revenge against a gang leader played by Daniel Day-Lewis. This collaboration marked the beginning of a series of groundbreaking films that would redefine his career. In 2004, Leonardo took on the role of Howard Hughes in The Aviator. The performance was riveting, earning him a Golden Globe Award and his second Oscar nomination.
And the Golden Globe goes to Leonardo DiCaprio, The Aviator.
His portrayal of the eccentric billionaire highlighted his ability to act as characters with nuance and vulnerability. Leonardo's streak of success continued with films like The Departed, 2006, and Blood Diamond, 2006.
That is exactly what I am, and you better remember it, Keffa!
The latter earned him yet another Oscar nomination for his gripping performance as a smuggler caught in the turmoil of Sierra Leone's civil war. But Leonardo wasn't just about Hollywood. Around this time, he began channeling his fame into environmental activism. He established the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, dedicated to protecting wildlife and combating climate change. His dual commitment to acting and activism earned him respect both on and off the screen. The world now saw Leonardo as more than an actor. He had matured into a powerhouse, a star unafraid to take risks, and a man determined to make a difference. Leonardo entered the 2010s as a firmly established Hollywood icon, but there was one award that continued to leave his grasp, an Oscar. The pressure to win seemed to mirror his passion for selecting roles that challenged both him and his audience. In 2010, Leonardo starred in two films that became cultural phenomena. Christopher Nolan's Inception transported viewers into the world of dreams and subconscious manipulation, with Leonardo's portrayal of the tormented Dom Cobb anchoring the film's emotional core. Meanwhile, in Shutter Island, directed by Scorsese, he delved into psychological suspense, portraying a U.S. Marshal with a dark past.
Please, God, no!
In the next few years, Leonardo masterfully played the roles of more unusual characters. In Django Unchained, 2012, Leonardo stunned audiences as Calvin Candy, a cruel plantation owner, stepping out of his comfort zone to play one of his most sinister characters. In The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013, his fifth collaboration with Scorsese, Leonardo gave a fearless performance as Jordan Belfort, a reckless stockbroker drenched in excess.
The real question is this: was all this legal? Absolutely not.
This role earned him yet another Oscar nomination. Then came The Revenant, 2015. The survival drama directed by Alejandro González Iñárritu demanded everything from its lead actor: physical endurance, emotional rawness, and an unrelenting commitment to the craft. Leonardo's portrayal of frontiersman Hugh Glass, a man fighting against nature and human betrayal, finally earned him the coveted Oscar, or otherwise known as Academy Award for Best Actor in 2016. Leonardo's Oscar speech resonated with his dedication to climate change awareness, as he used the platform to advocate for environmental protection. This moment cemented him not only as an excellent actor, but also as a voice for global change.
Thank you to the Academy. Thank you to all of you in this room. I have to congratulate the other incredible nominees this year for their unbelievable performances.
After obtaining his Oscar at long last, Leonardo's career showed no signs of slowing down. In the years that followed, his focus shifted to not only delivering captivating performances, but also amplifying his role as an environmental advocate. In 2019, Leonardo teamed up with legendary director Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, portraying Rick Dalton, a fading actor struggling with the changes in Hollywood during the late 1960s. Leonardo showcased his ability to blend vulnerability with humor. The performance earned him another Oscar nomination, proving his consistent brilliance as an actor. Outside of the movie industry, Leonardo's passion for environmental activism had grown immensely. Through his Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, he continued to fund initiatives addressing climate change, wildlife conservation, and ocean preservation. In documentaries like Ice on Fire, 2019, he served as both a producer and narrator, lending his voice to educate audiences about pressing ecological issues. In 2020, 2021, Leonardo starred in Adam McKay's satirical comedy Don't Look Up, playing Dr. Randall Mindy, a scientist trying to warn the world about an impending comet disaster. Leonardo used the film as another opportunity to underline his concerns about climate inaction. The film resonated widely, sparking global conversations about real-world crisis. In 2023, Leonardo collaborated once again with Martin Scorsese for the highly anticipated film Killers of the Flower Moon. Based on true events, the film explores the Osage murders of the 1920s and the formation of the FBI. Leonardo portrayed Ernest Burkhart, a morally complex character entangled in a dark web of greed and betrayal. His riveting performance received widespread acclaim, reaffirming his ability to masterfully navigate intense, layered roles. As of now, Leonardo DiCaprio stands as one of the most influential actors of his generation, admired not only for his dedication to his craft, but also for his tireless advocacy for the planet. From the boy who dreamed of acting in Los Angeles to the global icon he is today, Leonardo's story inspires all of us to push our boundaries and create meaningful changes. Looking to the future, Leonardo remains committed to his two passions, acting and activism. He has expressed a desire to direct films someday, while continuing to advocate for sustainable solutions to protect the planet. Whether on or off screen, Leonardo's goals are clear: to inspire, to educate, and to leave the world better than he found it. That's the entire story of Leonardo DiCaprio. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, as it took a really long time to make.